Hello, this is Tiffany. I'm a human design reader, but I'm also like super obsessed with planners and anything planner related. So today I want to talk about how to choose your next planner. So before you run out and buy one, I would think about these three key considerations that I'm going to present to you. The first one is, how often do you work in your planner? How often feels supportive to you? Is it feel like work to do it every day? Does it feel supportive and wonderful and freeing to do it every day? Or are you somebody who would prefer to just kind of jump into your planner a couple times a month, maybe on a weekly basis? Okay, so think about that. The second consideration is, are you somebody who is looking to use a planner to get you motivated to do something, to do the thing, to do the goal, to start the project? Or are you looking to use your planner to help you with follow through and completing the goal, completing the thing, completing the project? Or do you need it for both? The last consideration I would offer is, do you want to buy a predated planner? Do you want to buy an undated planner? Or do you just want to make your own, or maybe even pay money for a really customized version? All right, so regarding how often you work in your planner, I want to do a little bit of a deep dive into this really quick. So people who love to work in their planner daily are probably also people who really like to have a really clear path that has been created for them, or that they've created themselves to get from point A to point B, right? And so you're somebody who probably enjoys tracking things. You might enjoy habit trackers. You might enjoy documenting your challenges, your successes, and outcomes of things, right? So if you are somebody who, I kind of call it like a pathway mindset, where you want a planner that's going to basically tell you how to get from point A to point B, and you want to work in it every single day and journal and document and track things. So think about, when you're looking for your next planner, you're going to want to have daily layouts, or weekly, at the very least weekly layouts in that case. You're probably going to want to have a habit tracker in there, or put your own in there with a blank page. So that's, when you're thinking about more of that pathway and more of that structure that feels supportive to you, you're going to be looking for planners that go into a lot of detail. If you're somebody who has what I call like more of an explorer mindset, maybe you're in your planner quarterly, monthly, a few times a month, you're going to want to avoid planners that have that weekly or daily layout more than likely. You're going to want to avoid planners that have habit trackers in them, because honestly, those things are just going to make you feel like you're a failure. You're not doing what you're supposed to do every single day, and so just having those tools in the planner is just not going to be helpful to you. What you want to focus on more is, maybe having monthly layouts or quarterly layouts, and you're going to want to look for a planner that maybe has a lot of blank pages, or even a DIY planner where you create yourself, but you want to have a lot of freedom to customize the pages that you have there, but also allow for, a lot of creative work or creative things that you might be doing. So you're just going to want to really lean into that, being flexible and fluid when it comes to your planner. So allow for a lot of blank pages, only high-level calendaring systems, and really avoiding all of the nitty-gritty when it comes to the small daily trackers. All right, so let's talk about the second consideration, which is, are you more concerned about follow-through? Do you have trouble following through once you start or set a goal? Or are you more concerned with motivation, like actually starting something new, starting a new goal, starting a new project? Or is it somewhere in between? So it's probably mostly in between for most of us. But what I will tell you is that the more structure you have tends, in a planner or in life in general, tends to lead to more follow through. So if you're somebody who's worried about follow through, and you want to use a planner as a system to maybe help you get to that place where you're really following through on the goals you're setting, you want to think about using those planners that have daily tracking, daily layouts, weekly layouts, where you're going to be working in your planner every single day, okay? If you're somebody who's a little more concerned about even just getting freaking motivated to do the thing, then and you're wanting to use a planner to maybe help you feel a little more motivated, you're gonna wanna lean more towards flexibility. So the upside is if you have more of a flexible planner where there's a lot of blank pages, maybe not a lot of details, but you're allowed to kind of be very creative about your goal setting. So you know where you want to go from point A to point B, but how you get there is something that you can just kind of create and really kind of explore yourself. So you're going to want to lean towards planners that really have more of a high level calendaring system, like maybe at a quarterly or monthly level, and then maybe a lot of blank pages for you to do a lot of journaling or create your own layouts to really get you from point A to point B. The downside of a more flexible planner when it comes to this topic in particular is while it might help you get more motivated to start the thing, it's not exactly guaranteed to help you with follow through. And if you're somebody who's kind of like, I have problems with both, then you might want to consider kind of like a hybrid, or really kind of testing out a hybrid of like some structure that feels supportive to you when it comes to a planner. Like maybe habit trackers are feel too restrictive to you, but maybe you're good with a weekly layout and that's enough structure to kind of help you get to that place of following through. So that's just something I would consider when it comes to follow through versus being motivated to start the thing. All right, so then the final consideration is, do you want to buy a pre-made planner that has a lot of structure? Or do you want to buy a pre-made planner that allows for a lot of flexibility, a lot of creativity, a lot of blank pages, customizable? Or do you want to even DIY your own planner, grab a moleskin notebook and just start doing your own layouts and figure out what works best for you? So those are kind of your options. The one thing I do want to say is that consider before you purchase a planner, consider, do you want the dates to already be set in the planner for you? Or do you prefer to have an undated planner? The reason I bring this up is I do a lot of reading of reviews of planners on Amazon and online. And what happens very often is somebody will buy a planner, they'll think that the dates are all set up for them, and then they'll get the planner and they'll find out that it's an undated planner and they have to do all the work and put in all the dates. So that's something you just really want to read the fine print about. You want to be careful about reading the descriptions in the reviews. So just deciding, do I want a predated planner or do I care if it's undated or predated or whatever? So I'm going to leave you with a list of planners that have some structure that you can purchase. And I'm going to leave you with a list of suggestions for planners that are more flexible, allow for customizations, but just know that they tend to be a little more expensive. If you have any questions about this topic, let me know. I'm really happy to answer anything. And I'm also very curious if anyone has any other recommendations that they would suggest.